Welcome to the most exciting coin discovery of your life. Today, we're diving into the mysterious and ultra-rare bicentennial coins, an ordinary-looking coin with the power to make you a millionaire overnight. If you've got this hidden gem in your pocket, your entire future could change in an instant. Let's unlock the secrets behind this legendary piece of treasure. First up, the 1973 UK 1 penny coin carries a fascinating historical charm because it belongs to the early era of Britain's decimalization, a major monetary shift that transformed the entire national currency system. Although the coin itself was mass-produced for everyday circulation, collectors today have developed a strong fascination with the early decimal pennies, especially those that survived in unusual or uncleaned condition. A very dirty 1973 penny may look forgotten or ordinary at first glance, but its hidden story links back to a time when the United Kingdom was modernizing its currency, transitioning away from centuries of pre-decimal tradition. This background has given the coin a symbolic importance, representing both national change and the dawn of a new financial chapter. While many 1973 pennies remain common, examples that are preserved well enough to grade in very fine or extremely fine condition are surprisingly scarce. High-grade survivors are difficult to find because most of these coins circulated heavily in shops, buses, markets, and public spaces for decades. Dirt, scratches, and environmental damage were almost unavoidable, which is why collectors today keep an eye on even dirty specimens, knowing that once restored or examined by grading professionals, some may reveal sharper details beneath the surface. This rarity in top preservation levels has pushed certain examples into an impressive value range, with particular market estimates stretching from around $1,000 to as high as $9,000 or more depending on grade, authenticity, eye appeal, and collector demand. The 1973 1 penny coin is composed primarily of bronze with a rich copper tone, a material that provides both physical durability and aesthetic warmth. Collectors often admire the reddish-brown hues of well-preserved copper coins, but even tarnished or darkened surfaces can be attractive because they reflect age and originality. Over time, the coin's copper composition has helped it develop a natural patina that enhances its visual personality and reinforces its historical identity. This material connection to Britain's minting traditions makes the coin feel more rooted in numismatic heritage, especially when compared with modern clad or plated coins that lack the same warmth and depth. As the demand for early decimal coins continues to grow, the 1973 penny has become a target for long-term investors who recognize its potential trajectory. Coins from transitional eras often appreciate in value because future collectors develop nostalgia for the period of change. The 1973 penny sits at that perfect intersection of affordability, cultural memory, and rising scarcity. Investors who secure high-grade, authenticated, or particularly stunning examples may find that the value steadily increases over time, especially as early decimal issues become harder to locate in untouched condition. The combination of rarity, copper composition, and historical symbolism fuels strong growth expectations. Collectors seeking the most reliable returns focus on factors such as surface quality, original color, and structural sharpness. Even a dirty coin should be handled carefully, without aggressive cleaning, because improper treatment can significantly reduce its value. Professional grading by reputable organizations is recommended because certification protects the coin, confirms its preserved details, and builds trust when selling or trading. Learning how to read grading standards, understand strike quality, and identify imperfections allows collectors to navigate the market with confidence. This careful, educated approach greatly increases the chances of uncovering a valuable example. Community involvement is another powerful tool for gaining insight into the world of rare pennies. Joining online numismatic groups, attending local coin meets, and participating in collector forums can open doors to advice, trade opportunities, and deeper knowledge about the 1973 penny's behavior in the market. These networks help collectors stay updated on price trends, counterfeit warnings, auction dynamics, and long-term investment projections. The shared passion within these communities makes the collecting experience richer and more rewarding, offering both educational and social value. Beyond its rarity and financial appeal, the 1973 penny holds cultural significance as a symbol of British identity during a moment of economic transition. It reflects an era when the nation embraced change while preserving its iconic imagery, such as the crowned portcullis design that represents tradition and governance. This blending of old and new gives the coin a universal charm that appeals to collectors not only in the United Kingdom, but across the world, especially among those fascinated by post-imperial British history and early decimal coinage. Over time, the international appreciation for early decimal British coins has steadily expanded, turning the 1973 penny into a small but powerful cultural ambassador. Many collectors see it as a miniature piece of history that carries artistic heritage, political symbolism, and long-term financial promise. As scarcity increases and interest rises, the value of well-preserved or certified examples is expected to grow, emphasizing the coin's enduring potential in the numismatic market. Its charm lies not only in its copper shine or historical roots, but in the timeless appeal that makes it a meaningful and collectible treasure for generations to come. The 1973 UK 1 penny coin continues to attract attention because its story reflects a moment when everyday objects became historical artifacts without anyone realizing it. What was once a simple coin exchanged in shops and buses now serves as a living witness to Britain's economic transformation. Each surviving penny carries traces of that era, whether through its worn edges, its darkened copper surface, or the subtle details that remain visible beneath decades of circulation. These imperfections are not flaws, but reminders of the environments the coin passed through, giving collectors a deeper emotional connection to its journey. Over the years, the fascination with early decimal coins has grown beyond traditional hobbyists and has reached younger generations discovering numismatics for the first time. The 1973 penny, with its accessible history and striking copper appearance, has become a gateway coin that introduces new collectors to the broader world of British currency. Its combination of affordability in lower conditions and high-value potential in superior examples makes it appealing to people at different stages of collecting. This widespread interest strengthens the long-term market and ensures that coins from this era will hold an important place in future collections. The penny also represents a moment of artistic continuity in British coinage. While the decimalization reform modernized denominations and structure, it retained certain iconic themes that linked the new system to centuries-old tradition. The crowned portcullis on the reverse, inspired by the Palace of Westminster, is more than a decorative element. It is a symbol of authority, stability, and connection to Britain's governance. Collectors appreciate how this classic design blends with the fresh decimal format, creating a coin that bridges eras and represents a shift in national identity without abandoning historical roots. As advanced technology and digital payments reshape modern finance, physical coins like the 1973 penny gain even more sentimental and cultural value. They remind people of a time when money carried weight, texture, and craftsmanship. This growing nostalgia adds to the coin's appeal and reinforces its place in the numismatic world. Even those who never lived through the early 1970s are drawn to the tangible experience these coins provide. Their solid copper build and timeless design allow collectors to hold history in their hands, something that digital currency can never replicate. Ultimately, the long-term appreciation of the 1973 penny is supported by a blend of history, rarity, artistry, and emotional depth. As fewer high-quality examples remain available and more collectors recognize its significance, the coin's value is expected to continue rising. Its cultural symbolism, global appeal, and connection to a critical moment in Britain's monetary evolution make it far more than a small copper coin. It is a meaningful artifact that carries stories across generations, ensuring that its legacy and its desirability will remain strong for many years to come. Second, the 1974 UK 1 penny coin carries a fascinating presence in the world of numismatics because it emerged during the early years of Britain's decimal transition, a period that reshaped the nation's entire monetary structure. Although millions of pennies pass through daily life, the ones from 1974 hold particular intrigue due to their connection to the early decimal era and the symbolic shift from centuries of pre-decimal heritage. A very dirty 1974 penny, even if covered in grime or dark patina, carries the spirit of that transformation. Beneath its worn appearance is a piece of a historical moment when the United Kingdom modernized its currency system, and this early decimal penny embodies the beginning of a new monetary identity that still influences the nation's economy today. Finding a 1974 one-penny coin in truly high-grade condition has become surprisingly difficult. These coins live through decades of circulation, handling, and environmental exposure, which makes pristine examples exceedingly rare. Most surviving pieces show heavy tunning, scratches, and dirt buildup, yet occasionally a dirty coin, once examined by experts, reveals sharp details hidden beneath the surface. This rarity in well-preserved condition is what drives collectors to pay astonishing prices, with market evaluations sometimes reaching anywhere from $1,000 to $9,000 or more depending on grade, eye appeal, and certified authenticity. The limited supply of high-quality 1974 pennies combined with an expanding collector base has pushed these values to impressive heights. The copper-rich bronze composition of the 1974 penny contributes greatly to its appeal. Its warm reddish-brown tones and natural patination make each piece visually unique, and even coins that appear dull or dirty often carry a hidden beauty. Copper ages in a distinct way, creating color layers that enhance the coin's personality and historical charm. Collectors appreciate how this metal reflects the craftsmanship of older minting processes, representing a tangible connection to Britain's traditional coinage before modern alloys took over. The heavier feel, deeper color, and richer texture all add to the penny's desirability, turning even ordinary-looking specimens into intriguing treasures worth closer inspection. As early decimal coins gain popularity, the 1974 penny has become increasingly sought after by investors who recognize its long-term potential. Coins from transitional periods tend to appreciate steadily over time, especially when the supply of high-grade examples diminishes. The combination of its copper composition, early decimal significance, and growing global exposure makes the 1974 penny a strong candidate for future value growth. Investors who secure certified or eye-catching pieces often hold them as long-term assets, expecting that the next generation of collectors will continue to drive prices upward as nostalgia and scarcity intensify. For collectors hopping to find an exceptional example, understanding condition is essential. Surface sharpness, original color, and lack of damage greatly influence value, but handling must be done with care, especially with dirty coins. Cleaning is often discouraged because improper methods can permanently damage the copper surface and reduce the coin's worth. Professional grading offers a reliable safeguard, providing certification, protection, and market credibility. Knowing how grading standards work and identifying genuine details helps collectors avoid overpaying, while ensuring that valuable finds are respected, preserved, and documented properly for future trades or auctions. Building knowledge and confidence also comes from connecting with others in the coin community. Online forums, local numismatic clubs, and coin shows offer excellent opportunities to learn about the latest market trends, find rare examples, and receive honest feedback from experienced collectors. These environments provide insights into price movements, counterfeit risks, and restoration practices, helping collectors make better decisions. Being part of a community transforms collecting from a solitary hobby into a shared experience filled with support, passion, and opportunities to discover hidden gems such as rare high-grade 1974 pennies. Beyond the realm of collecting and investment, the 1974 penny carries deep cultural symbolism. It represents Britain's early steps into a new decimal age, while still retaining meaningful ties to national heritage through its iconic crowned portcullis design. This blend of modernization and tradition appeals not only to British collectors, but also to an international audience fascinated by the evolution of world currencies. The coin embodies a moment when the country balanced contemporary progress with historical identity, making it more than a monetary object. It is a cultural artifact. As time passes and early decimal pennies become scarcer in superior condition, the long-term value appreciation of the 1974 penny becomes increasingly evident. Its rich copper tones, historical significance, and global interest give it a lasting charm that transcends its small size and modest origins. The coin stands as a testament to Britain's monetary history, a symbol of national transformation, and an increasingly valuable treasure in the eyes of collectors worldwide. With each passing year, its cultural and financial appeal continues to grow, ensuring that the 1974 UK penny remains an enduring piece of numismatic heritage. The 1974 UK penny continues to captivate collectors because it is part of a generation of coins that quietly marked a turning point in British life. In an era before digital payments and rapid economic changes, coins like this played an essential role in shaping everyday transactions. When someone holds a dirty, heavily circulated 1974 penny today, it acts as a bridge between modern currency and the simpler world of the 1970s. The deep patina, the softened edges, and the traces of circulation all contribute to a sense of authenticity that polished or artificially brightened coins cannot replicate. This emotional resonance adds depth to its appeal, reminding collectors that value often lies not only in condition, but in the story a coin carries. As interest in early decimal coins expands globally, the 1974 penny has earned a reputation as a sleeper collectible, one that seems ordinary at first, but becomes fascinating once its background is understood. Because it is still relatively accessible in lower grades, it attracts beginners who enjoy uncovering hidden gems in bulk lots or old family jars. At the same time, seasoned collectors recognize how dramatically prices escalate once a coin reaches higher grading levels. This dual-layered appeal allows the 1974 penny to thrive in a diverse collector landscape, reinforcing market demand and encouraging more people to explore the nuances of British decimal history. Another reason the 1974 penny maintains significance is the artistry embedded in its design. The crowned portcullis, though simple, carries centuries of historical symbolism tied to governance, security, and national identity. On copper coins, this design often ages beautifully, becoming more striking as shadows settle into the recessed details. Even on dirty or worn pieces, the imagery remains instantly recognizable. The reverse design, paired with the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, creates a compelling contrast between heritage and modernity, an aesthetic balance that defines the coin's unique character. Moreover, the coin's long-term investment outlook is reinforced by increasing scholarly and collector interest in early decimal varieties, minting characteristics, and historical context. As the numismatic world continues to prioritize coins with meaningful transitions or cultural relevance, the 1974 penny becomes more valuable not just financially, but academically. Researchers and enthusiasts appreciate how it represents a stable point in the UK's evolving monetary timeline. With each passing decade, coins like this grow rarer in top condition, and their importance in documenting Britain's shift to a unified decimal system becomes even more pronounced. Ultimately, the enduring charm of the 1974 penny lies in its ability to remain relevant across generations. It appeals to historians for its context, to investors for its potential, to collectors for its rarity and fine condition, and to everyday enthusiasts for its approachable beauty. As more people discover its hidden value, both cultural and economic, the coin secures its place as a lasting numismatic treasure. Its growing international recognition and steady appreciation ensure that this small copper piece will continue to shine brightly in the vast world of coin collecting for many years to come. Third, the 1975 UK 1 penny coin holds a remarkable place in numismatic history because it emerged during the early years of Britain's decimal era, a period that reshaped the nation's entire relationship with currency. Even though the coin was originally minted for everyday transactions, the 1975 penny has gained a reputation for its growing value and historical depth, especially when found today in very dirty or heavily circulated condition. Beneath the grime, the scratches, and the softened copper surface lies a piece of Britain's economic transition, a reminder of the moment when pre-decimal traditions gave way to a modern system. This connection to national change gives the 1975 penny a certain weight in collectors' minds, transforming what looks like an ordinary old coin into a symbol of a country moving confidently into a new financial age. Finding this penny in very fine or higher condition has become an increasingly rare challenge for collectors. Most 1975 pennies circulated extensively for decades, passing through countless hands, shop counters, and public places, which left the majority worn, dirty, or darkened by age. The rarity of sharp, well-preserved details beneath the copper patina is what fuels the high demand and significant valuations in the market. While many examples appear unremarkable at first glance, a professionally inspected specimen might reveal crisp lettering, strong portraits, and striking detail that place it among the most valuable. These top-tier coins have been known to sell for anywhere between $1,000 and $9,000 or more, depending on eye appeal, grading, and authenticity, making the 1975 penny one of the most surprising treasures in early decimal coinage. The coin's copper-rich bronze composition adds another layer of charm to its appeal. Unlike more modern plated coins, the 1975 penny carries a rich, warm color that evolves with time, forming natural tones and textures that reflect its age. Even in dirty condition, copper can hide potential beauty beneath layers of oxidation and environmental buildup. Collectors often search for that glimmer of original copper-red shine or deeper brown patina that suggests the coin has matured gracefully. This material connection to Britain's minting past makes the 1975 penny feel more authentic and substantial, grounding it firmly in the tradition of classic British coinage while representing the fresh decimal era. As interest in early decimal coins continues to rise, the 1975 penny has become increasingly desirable among investors seeking long-term opportunities. Coins minted during transitional periods often become historically significant, especially as generations shift and nostalgia grows. The 1975 penny occupies that perfect intersection of relative accessibility and rising scarcity, giving it strong potential for future appreciation. Investors who prioritize high-grade examples or certified pieces often treat them as numismatic assets that may appreciate steadily over time, especially as global collectors continue to recognize the value of early decimal British coins. Collectors aiming to secure valuable specimens must pay close attention to condition and authenticity. A dirty coin should never be aggressively cleaned, as this can permanently scar the copper surface and drastically reduce its value. Instead, gentle handling and professional evaluation are recommended. Understanding grading standards, especially the difference between circulated, very fine, extremely fine, and uncirculated conditions, can make the difference between identifying a common coin and discovering a rare gem. Certification from reputable grading services provides an added layer of trust, boosting the coin's market credibility and protecting it for future trading or sale. Beyond personal study, community involvement plays a major role in helping collectors expand their knowledge and confidence. Whether through online forums, dedicated numismatic groups, or local coin clubs, interacting with experienced collectors exposes individuals to valuable insights about pricing trends, counterfeit detection, auction behavior, and preservation techniques. These communities often share photos, discussions, and discoveries that enhance understanding of early decimal coins like the 1975 penny. Participating in these networks significantly enriches the collecting experience and increases the likelihood of finding or recognizing valuable specimens. The cultural symbolism of the 1975 penny adds further depth to its importance. Featuring the crowned portcullis, a historic emblem tied to the Palace of Westminster and British governance, the coin represents continuity amid change. It captures a moment when the UK embraced modernization while still honoring long-standing heritage. This blend of tradition and progress resonates with collectors worldwide, making the coin appealing not just for its economic value, but for what it represents: a cultural bridge between Old Britain and its evolving identity. As early decimal coins gain international recognition, the 1975 penny continues to rise in both appeal and value. Its scarcity and high grade, copper richness, artistic symbolism, and historical significance make it a standout piece in the decimal series. Over time, as more collectors enter the market and fewer high-quality examples remain in circulation, long-term appreciation becomes increasingly likely. The 1975 penny stands today not only as a collectible artifact, but as a lasting emblem of Britain's monetary evolution, a coin that will continue gaining admiration across generations and across borders. The 1975 UK penny continues to fascinate collectors because it represents a time when simple, everyday objects slowly transformed into cherished artifacts. What was once handled casually in shops, bus stations, and street markets now carries a sense of nostalgia that grows deeper with each passing year. A dirty, heavily circulated example reminds collectors of the physical journey the coin has taken, the human hands it passed through, the pockets it was forgotten in, and the decades it survived. These traces of life embedded in the coin give it a soul-like quality, making even worn pieces interesting to collectors who appreciate the story behind the metal. As global interest in early decimal coinage increases, the 1975 penny has gained a stronger reputation in international numismatic circles. Collectors from countries far outside the UK have begun to pursue these coins because they recognize their significance in Britain's monetary history and their potential for value appreciation. Early decimal coins mark an important shift in world currency design, representing the broader move toward standardized systems and modern economic structures. The 1975 penny reflects that transition clearly, which has helped it develop a wide-reaching appeal that extends far beyond its original home. The artistic elements of the coin also contribute to its rising status. The crowned portcullis, a symbol deeply rooted in British heritage, ages particularly well on copper-rich coins like the 1975 penny. Even when covered in dirt or oxidation, the design retains its authority and elegance, standing out sharply when the coin is examined closely. The portrait of Queen Elizabeth II adds another layer of historical significance, capturing a moment early in her reign that is now deeply meaningful to collectors following her long legacy. Together, these design elements elevate the penny from a simple monetary tool to a miniature piece of art. With coin collecting becoming more popular among younger generations, the 1975 penny has found new life as an educational gateway into numismatics. Its affordability in lower grades and extraordinary value in higher grades make it ideal for beginners who are learning to identify condition, minting characteristics, and grading standards. Meanwhile, advanced collectors appreciate the coin's growing rarity and its steadily increasing market performance. This wide appeal helps sustain a healthy demand, reinforcing the penny's place in both the present and future of the hobby. Ultimately, the enduring charm of the 1975 UK penny lies in its ability to connect history, art, culture, and investment into one small copper coin. It remains a powerful symbol of Britain's transition into the decimal age, while carrying the warmth and depth of traditional British craftsmanship. Its rising international popularity, growing market value, and emotional resonance ensure that it will continue to climb in appreciation for years to come. Whether cherished for its historical context, its financial potential, or its aesthetic beauty, the 1975 penny stands as a timeless collectible that only becomes more meaningful with age. Fourth, the 1976 UK 1 penny coin carries a quiet but powerful significance in numismatic history because it belongs to the early years of Britain's decimal era, a time when the nation shifted from centuries of pre-decimal tradition to a modern monetary system. Even in very dirty condition, a 1976 penny holds the spirit of this transitional moment. Beneath the layers of grime and oxidation lies a coin that once represented a new beginning for the UK's financial identity. Its worn copper surface is a reminder of the everyday hands that used it and the era of change it witnessed. Being one of the early decimal issues, it embodies both the uncertainty and excitement that defined the 1970s, capturing a moment when Britain embraced progress while still staying rooted in its long-standing heritage. Although millions of pennies were minted in 1976, finding one in very fine or extremely fine condition has become surprisingly difficult. Most circulated heavily for decades, accumulating scratches, dark tunning, and surface damage that hide the finer details of the design. Yet within the numismatic community, it is precisely the rarity of well-preserved examples that makes the 1976 penny so desirable. A dirty coin, when examined by experts, may reveal stronger detail beneath its surface than expected, increasing its value significantly. Exceptional specimens can command remarkable prices in the market, sometimes ranging from $1,000 to $9,000 or more depending on grading, eye appeal, and certified authenticity. These premiums show just how much demand has grown for early decimal coins that survive in superior condition. The copper-rich bronze composition of the 1976 penny adds greatly to its appeal. Copper develops its own personality over time, responding to the environment by forming deep tones, dark surfaces, and unique natural patterns. Even a coin that appears dull or unattractive at first glance often carries an underlying beauty that only experienced collectors know how to appreciate. Its warm reddish-brown hues, its weight, and its traditional feel evoke older British coinage long before modern plated issues were introduced. This material richness makes the 1976 penny feel substantial and rooted in craftsmanship, preserving the essence of Britain's minting tradition within a modernized decimal format. As interest in early decimal coins continues to expand, the 1976 penny has become an attractive target for investors looking for long-term potential. Coins from transitional periods often appreciate steadily as collectors grow more curious about the era, and as nostalgia increases with time. The 1976 penny benefits from this dynamic, especially as the number of high-grade survivors decreases. Many investors seek certified examples because they offer both security and future resale value. With the market for early decimal coins becoming increasingly international, the 1976 penny sits in a unique position, accessible enough for newcomers, yet rare enough in top condition to offer meaningful long-term growth. Collectors who hope to uncover a valuable specimen must pay close attention to condition. Cleaning a dirty coin may seem tempting, but improper methods can strip away original surfaces and reduce the coin's value dramatically. Instead, collectors should learn to evaluate detail through patina, assess wear patterns, and understand how copper ages naturally. Professional grading not only confirms authenticity, but provides an objective evaluation of the coin's state, making it easier to buy, sell, or insure. Becoming familiar with grading standards elevates a collector's ability to recognize valuable examples that others might overlook, especially in a series where dirt and age can hide hidden treasures. Engaging with coin communities is another powerful way to grow in the hobby. Whether through online groups, local clubs, or numismatic events, collectors can exchange knowledge, discover rare varieties, and stay informed about market trends. These communities often provide honest feedback, share experiences with grading submissions, and offer insights into buying opportunities. Many of the most impressive finds, especially dirty coins that turn out to be high grade, are the result of guidance from experienced collectors. In a field where subtle details matter, community support can be the difference between overlooking a gem and recognizing a significant piece of numismatic history. Beyond its financial and collecting appeal, the 1976 penny holds deep cultural symbolism. Featuring the crowned portcullis, a classic emblem of British governance and tradition, the coin reflects a nation balancing continuity with modernization. The design evokes centuries of history while being minted at a time when Britain was shaping a new monetary identity. This duality gives the coin a cultural weight that extends beyond its copper surface. It becomes a small ambassador of British heritage, appreciated by collectors not only within the UK, but around the world who admire the elegance, symbolism, and meaning of early decimal designs. As the years pass and early decimal coins gain international recognition, the long-term appreciation of the 1976 penny becomes increasingly clear. The combination of historical importance, copper richness, design symbolism, and rarity in higher grades has cemented its place as a rising star in numismatics. Its value is no longer measured merely by its metal or its age, but by the story it carries and the cultural bridge it represents. With growing global demand and a shrinking supply of well-preserved examples, the 1976 UK penny stands poised to continue climbing in desirability and worth, an enduring treasure that captures the heart of Britain's monetary evolution. The 1976 penny continues to attract collectors because it represents a time when physical money still held a deep connection to everyday life. Long before digital payments and contactless transactions, coins like this were touched, exchanged, and relied upon in a very personal way. A dirty 1976 penny that has survived decades of circulation carries subtle marks of history, micro scratches from pockets and purses, tunning from the environment, and the softening of details caused by countless hands. These traces of use give each coin its own identity, making even worn examples meaningful artifacts of a financial world that has largely disappeared. Collectors value this emotional dimension because it preserves the human side of numismatics. As attention grows internationally toward early decimal coins, the 1976 penny has become a point of fascination for collectors outside the UK. Many see it as a representation of Britain's broader cultural influence and its steady evolution through the 20th century. The coin's design, its portrait of a young Queen Elizabeth II, and its distinct copper tone give it an appeal that transcends borders. for collectors from North America, Europe, and Asia. The 1976 penny is a window into Britain's transitional period, making it not just a financial artifact, but an accessible piece of global cultural exchange. One of the most compelling aspects of the 1976 penny is the way its design ages over time. The crowned portcullis on the reverse becomes more dramatic as patina settles into the recesses of the design, creating a natural contrast that enhances the artistry of the coin. Dirty or oxidized coins often display this effect even more strongly, resulting in a unique character that cannot be replicated by cleaning or restoration. This natural aging process is a key reason why many collectors prefer uncleaned examples. The dirt and darkened copper often hide a history that gives the coin depth and individuality. It is this organic transformation that makes the 1976 penny more than just a minted object. It becomes a living record of time. As new collectors enter the hobby, the 1976 penny has gained popularity as a teaching tool for understanding value, condition, and rarity. While it is common in lower grades, the dramatic increase in value for higher quality examples helps beginners understand how subtle differences can change a coin. Desirability. Experienced collectors often use the 1976 penny as an example to show how grading works, how copper behaves over decades, and how hidden gems can be found in even the dirtiest-looking pieces. This educational value strengthens the coin's role in numismatic culture, securing its place in the hobby for generations to come. Ultimately, the 1976 UK penny stands as a lasting symbol of Britain's monetary identity during a time of transformation. Its copper warmth, historical significance, and rising global interest have made it a coin of enduring appeal. Every year, more collectors discover its potential, whether for investment, cultural appreciation, or personal enjoyment. As the number of high-grade examples declines, and the story of early decimal Britain becomes more precious with time, the 1976 penny is poised to continue increasing in value and recognition. It remains a small but powerful artifact, one that holds not only financial promise, but a timeless connection to the heritage and evolution of an entire nation. 5. The 1977 UK 1 penny coin may seem like an ordinary piece of pocket change, especially when found in very dirty or worn condition. But beneath its humble appearance lies a surprising story of value, rarity, and historical transformation. Minted during the early years of Britain's shift to a decimalized currency, the 1977 penny stands as a symbol of national change, an era when traditional British denominations were phased out to make way for a simpler, modern monetary system. This moment in history gives the coin an inherent significance, placing it among the earliest decimal coins to circulate across the country. Coins from this period, especially those that survive today with strong detail hidden beneath the dirt, hold a deeper connection to the cultural and financial transition of the UK, making them highly desirable to collectors who understand the weight of their historical footprint. At its core, the 1977 1 penny coin carries a strong visual and material identity, struck entirely from copper, giving it a distinctive warmth and longevity that modern plated coins can never replicate. Over the years, these coins often darkened, corroded, or gathered layers of grime, masking the true beauty and detail beneath. But the collectors who know what to look for understand that dirt does not diminish value. It may actually help preserve the underlying surfaces from scratches and environmental wear. The copper composition also makes the coin feel rooted in classic British minting traditions, at a time before cost-cutting measures led to cheaper alloys. This adds a layer of authenticity and heritage, elevating a 1977 penny beyond its simple face value and transforming it into a miniature relic of the country's monetary evolution. What makes the 1977 penny particularly compelling today is the growing awareness of its scarcity in truly high-grade condition. While millions were minted for circulation, very few have survived the decades without severe wear. Those that remain strong, even if very dirty, can often be cleaned professionally or conserved to reveal details sharp enough to place them in the very fine or even extremely fine category. And this scarcity is where the value begins to soar. In premium condition, select examples have been known to attract extraordinary attention from dedicated collectors, sometimes driving prices from $1,000 to $9,000 or more depending on eye appeal, mint luster beneath the grime, and rarity of the specific coin strike. The combination of historical importance, copper composition, and condition-dependent rarity is what allows these coins to rise far beyond their original worth. Demand for this coin continues to grow internationally, thanks in part to expanding global interest in British numismatics. Collectors from North America, Asia, Europe, and particularly Commonwealth nations often chase early decimal-era coins because they represent a shared cultural currency system. This rising global market has helped elevate even common-date pennies into high-value assets when found with exceptional preservation hidden beneath their dirty surfaces. Social media, online auctions, and numismatic forums have further amplified awareness, with unexpected record sales creating waves of curiosity and inspiring new collectors to search their old coin jars and inherited tins. As demand increases while supply of high-grade examples shrinks each year, the 1977 penny has secured a place in the list of surprisingly valuable modern-era coins. Those who view this coin as an investment are often drawn to its stability and long-term appeal. Unlike highly speculative coins or those tied to temporary hype, the 1977 penny benefits from a strong foundation of historical importance and cultural familiarity. Its copper composition ensures durability, while its place in the earliest phase of the decimal system provides it with timeless appeal. Investors often seek coins that are both scarce and universally recognizable, and the 1977 UK penny checks both of those boxes. As collectors continue to compete for the best surviving examples, prices naturally rise over time, making this coin not only a collectible treasure, but also a practical long-term store of numismatic value. For collectors hopping to identify the most valuable examples, the focus should always remain on condition, authenticity, and proper evaluation. Even a very dirty 1977 penny can hide exceptional detail underneath, so it's crucial not to judge it too quickly. Professional grading or certification can dramatically improve credibility and final market price, especially when submitting coins to well-established grading bodies that authenticate and assign consistent condition standards. Joining collector communities and numismatic societies also opens doors to valuable knowledge, trading opportunities, conservation advice, and help in identifying subtle characteristics that influence value. These shared spaces often reveal the hidden world behind simple pocket coins, allowing enthusiasts to grow their expertise and avoid undervaluing their own finds. Its role in numismatic history cannot be overstated. The 1977 penny represents a country redefining its currency system, blending tradition, modernization, and national identity into a single small copper disc. This makes the coin more than just a collectible item. It becomes a cultural artifact representing Britain's economic evolution. It captures a time of national restructuring, where everyday people held pieces of transition in their hands without fully realizing their future historical impact. Today, collectors appreciate not only its age and design, but also its symbolism, linking it to a wider story of monetary change and British resilience. The international appeal of the 1977 penny continues to widen as collectors around the world come to value its simplicity, beauty, and meaningful historical context. Its long-term appreciation is driven not just by rarity, but by cultural connection, the kind of significance that grows richer with time. Whether found in a dusty drawer, purchased in an auction, or inherited from a family coin jar, the 1977 UK 1 penny has the power to transform an everyday object into a treasured piece of history and a long-term investment. As years pass and high-grade examples become even scarcer, this coin's prestige and value will only continue to rise, making it a timeless and rewarding addition to any serious numismatic collection. The fascination surrounding the 1977 UK 1 penny coin becomes even more compelling when you consider how many of these coins were never preserved with care. Most were spent, handled roughly, tossed into drawers, dropped in streets, or forgotten in dusty containers for decades. Because of this, the survival of a coin with strong underlying details, especially one disguised by dirt or age, is genuinely remarkable. This hidden survival quality creates a sense of discovery, as if each dirty coin holds a secret waiting to be uncovered. Collectors often say that the thrill of finding a high-grade coin in unexpected places is one of the greatest joys of the hobby, and the 1977 penny is a perfect example of this treasure hunt magic. Every recovered piece offers the chance to uncover a forgotten fragment of British history frozen beneath years of grime. What also elevates the value of this coin is the artistic identity imprinted on its surfaces. The portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse captures the strength, dignity, and continuity of a nation entering a new monetary era under her long reign. On the reverse, the crown portcullis, a centuries-old symbol representing security, government, and British tradition, adds cultural depth and reinforces the idea that this coin is not just money, but a reflection of national heritage. These artistic elements resonate deeply with collectors who understand that numismatics is not only about metal and minting, it is also about narrative. When a coin blends symbolism, design, and historical context as effectively as the 1977 penny does, its numismatic significance expands far beyond its physical form. As more collectors enter the hobby through online communities and global platforms, the visibility of unique coins like the 1977 penny rises considerably. Features such as auction live streams, educational videos, and expert grading comparisons help newcomers understand what makes certain coins extremely valuable. And because the coin is relatively modern yet surprisingly rare in high grade, new collectors see it as accessible but still worth pursuing, creating the perfect balance of achievability and aspiration. This increase in attention not only lifts current values but also secures the coin's long-term status as one of the standout modern pieces in British numismatics. The broader public is now more aware than ever that even small coins from the 1970s can be worth thousands if preserved properly, which fuels an even greater search for the best surviving examples. The long-term future of the 1977 penny also looks incredibly strong because of the generational shift happening in coin collecting. Younger collectors are increasingly drawn to modern coins with historical transitions and iconic designs, rather than solely focusing on centuries-old rarities. This shift gives early decimal coins a new wave of relevance. As more people begin to appreciate the stories behind everyday currency, coins like the 1977 penny transform from ordinary relics into meaningful historical artifacts. And because copper coins naturally age in unique ways, each piece develops its own personality over time, making every surviving example distinct. This individuality adds emotional and collectible value, reinforcing the idea that owning such a coin is like holding a personal piece of Britain's financial story. Ultimately, the continuing rise in interest, scarcity, and historical reverence ensures that the 1977 UK 1 penny is more than just a collectible. It is an investment in cultural memory. Its appeal crosses borders, connecting collectors from different countries who all recognize the coin's charm, authenticity, and economic symbolism. As time moves forward and fewer original examples remain in collectible condition, its value will only grow stronger, driven by a mix of nostalgia, rarity, and cultural respect. Whether treasured as a piece of British heritage, held as a long-term investment, or studied as a part of numismatic evolution, the 1977 penny stands as a timeless reminder that even the smallest coins can leave an extraordinary impact on history.